Hey everybody, and thanks for joining me today on Outside with Jeff. We got some cloud cover today, a light rainstorm coming in. It's going to be here in probably about 10-15 minutes. It's a great time to get our sweet potato plants planted. And I want to let you know the best place that you can get your sweet potato slips from. It's a little place called the Steele Plant Company. I've been ordering sweet potato slips from them the last 3 years. I've never been disappointed. And this year I reached out to them and they said, hey, we would like you to represent or showcase our plants on your YouTube channel. So they sent me some Covington plants and some Georgia Jet sweet potato slips. And we're gonna get these planted today. When you get your plants, don't worry if they look droopy. These plants are very, very resilient. We're gonna get these Georgia Jets and these Covingtons planted out in this raised bed situation here. I've got 2 timbers high and I've got about 14 inches of soil over the natural soil underneath. We're gonna get these planted. When you place an order with Steele Plant Company, you're going to get a planting guide on whatever you order, as well as has some recipes in here. So we'll take this is pretty cool. It's a little recipe guide. Shows some different things that you can do with the plants that you'll be planting. You're going to have your invoice here showing what you ordered and your quantity and your planting guide. So let's go ahead and take a look at the planting guide and see what they recommend. Let's see here. Quality sweet potato plants. Receiving your potato plants, expect them to appear wilted, possibly bleached due to a higher color due to their enclosure during the shipment. But don't be alarmed, they'll rebound quickly. Putting soil, let's see here. They recommend you make a ridge 12 inches high. I like to do them on the flat because of the raised bed. My soil is really soft and it's really easy to harvest them. They recommend 12-inch spacing between plants. And I also do that. I do a 12-inch spacing all the way around. So I'm gonna do a block style planting. What I like to do here, here's your slips. Super, super healthy. And we're just gonna go around, take the slip, take your finger and shove it straight down deep. Let me bring you in close so you can see what we got. Here's our first one. We're gonna go about 12 inches over, push it down, go push one finger down. Ah, yeah. And we're gonna have to abandon this project because it's raining way too hard. See you back after the rain. Well, everybody, I'm back. The last time you saw me was about 4 hours ago, and I was hightailing it because, well, I was starting to plant these sweet potato plants, and it was just barely misting, and then it started pouring, and I thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to be able to film this in the pouring rain. So I believe we left off. These are the Covingtons, which is a red or orange sweet potato. The Georgia Jets are also a red or orange sweet potato. These are from Steele Plant Company. And I've mentioned that I've been purchasing them for the last 3 years. And then this year, they actually gave me these plants in order to show you guys how to plant sweet potatoes. So we go 12 inches. I like to do 12 inches in between, within the row. And I go 18 inches over to start the new row. So in order to plant, you separate one of these slips and you want to get it buried right about here. I like to go about a 1/4 inch above the old area where they were growing in the nursery. So we're going to go about 12 inches over, okay, and simply push down like that and get it pushed down real good. And you don't need to worry about how these look right now. Sweet potato plants are very, very hardy, and you're going to see that as these continue to grow. Sweet potato plants, just like morning glory, they're in the similar family, and they are absolutely hardy. Go another about 12 inches over, and I'm going to push that down, get it down real good. There we go. Grab another one. go on over, push it down real good. There we go. This is very light soil. It's very, very easy to work. And that's one of the things that's going to make harvesting these sweet potatoes so easy. So if you're growing these in a regular in-ground garden area, I would definitely make sure that you work that soil up really, really well, because whenever it comes time to harvest, you don't want to be digging in a heavy, heavy soil that makes it difficult to actually harvest your crop. Go ahead and come over about 18 inches. That's about 18 inches. Go ahead and push that plant down. Go 12 inches over, approximately. Doesn't have to be perfect. However, if you do want to know exactly 12 inches, feel free to measure. I've been gardening for years and years and years now, and I've found that you don't have to be perfect in order to be successful. So I'm not going for perfect by any means. There we go. Got another one here. It's gonna help. This soil is really, really moist because we just got that rainfall. So I will not water these in because this soil has got a lot of moisture to it right now. But if it hadn't rained, you would definitely want to water these in afterwards. You want to make sure that those sweet potato slips can get some good moisture to them. They've been packaged, they've been shipped, they're going to be dried out a little bit, and you want to make sure that you can bring them back to life with some good moisture. So these Covingtons I grew last year and the year before. I was very happy with them. They made a real nice big sweet potato. They stored really well and they had a good flavor. So I'm really looking forward to having a good crop of them again. Georgia Jets I grew as well. I like them. I also had grown Beauregard. I might be saying that wrong. I'd grown that variety as well, and I was really happy with that. But whenever they asked me what kinds I wanted, and I was allowed to pick 2 varieties, I just told them to send me Georgia Jet and Covington. I think they have about a dozen varieties of sweet potatoes that they actually carry and grow. But those are the only 3 that I've ever experimented with or grown in my home garden. So those are the only 3 varieties that I can actually speak of. When you're growing sweet potatoes, they put out a very aggressive vine. So sweet potatoes are a very aggressive growing plant. Little fun fact, the sweet potato leaf is actually edible. There's not a whole lot of maintenance that you need to do when you're growing sweet potatoes either. Essentially, I will water them I'll probably water them in 2 days, and then I'll water them a few more times until the vines really start taking off. And then as long as we get rain once a week, I really won't do much to them. They are extremely hardy, and I've just found that they don't really require a lot of attention. Like I said, they're super aggressive, the vining habit. I will have vines all over the place here in a few weeks, and you'll see that in future videos. They will just be all over the place. They will take over an area. The vines are edible, although I've never actually ate them. They are edible. I just really like the tubers. I mean, nothing like a fresh sweet potato. They store really well, and the flavor is just so much better than you'll get in the store. Some things I've found, carrots is one of them, tomatoes is another one. Just what you will grow in your garden is so superior to what you get in the store. I just look forward to it so much. Sweet potatoes is one of those, carrots is one of those, and tomatoes is definitely another one. So we're going to go ahead and continue on getting all these planted. And then, like I said, we won't need to water them in today because nature took care of that step for us. Oh yeah, get them pushed in real good, kind of mount them up a little bit. Looks like they give us a lot of Georgia Jets. I haven't really been counting, but I will tell you, they definitely give us more than what we ordered as far as the Georgia Jets go. I think the Covingtons we had, let's see, we had 15 Covingtons it looks like, and I've already put 8, 9, let's see, 10. I've already put 10 Georgia Jets in the ground, and I've got another 8. So it looks like we got about 5 free Georgia Jets. So they're definitely not stingy with their plants. Oh yeah. One of the things I really like also about growing in this raised bed situation is when it comes time to harvest, it's so easy. Climb right up here, the soil's not compacted. Even with me climbing in here right now, the soil does not get compacted. It's a lot easier to control your moisture level, and when I say that is when you get a heavy rain, you don't have to worry about it just flooding out because it drains so well. But I have some really good garden soil in here to the extent that it holds moisture at the same time. So even though I do not need to worry about it flooding out, I also don't need to worry about it drying out. Just amazing. You get the best of all worlds. Oh, and like I was saying earlier, sweet potato vines are super, I'm not gonna say invasive, but I will say vigorous. They're extremely vigorous. So weeds aren't really an issue because these are gonna fill in so well that you will not need to worry about your weeds. Once you let the sweet potato plants get going and they take off, they will shade out the weeds for themselves and you don't need to worry about any of that. So here we go. Sweet potatoes are planted, and we will come back and do an update here in about 2 or 3 days, and they ought to be nice and perky and looking good. So that's all I've got for you today. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video, and I will be sure to put a link in the description for Steele Plant Company. Have a great day from my garden.